Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Richard Mulrooney. And Coach, coming off the NCAA from a season ago, I know you have expectations, and so far through 6 matches, unbeaten at 4-0-2. You got to be happy with the start.
Absolutely. You know, when you start a season out, we did know we had a lot of returners. You know, we've got 10 seniors, a lot of minutes played last year in that NCAA run, so you'd hope for the best, but you just never know. And to say that we'd be 4-0-2, nobody would promise you that. Obviously, we'd love to be 6-0, but I've been on the other side of that, being 1-5 or whatever it may be, and this team's far from that. So, not surprised by it, but at the same time, don't take it for granted. Every game's difficult, and to be honest with you, going into our next game, when we start the game, we say it's 0-0 with 90 minutes, and we just don't look at the records. And this team's really held it well, and I think it shows the leadership that they've got, not only in the locker room, but on the field with that type of perspective.
Of your 15 regular season matches, 9 of those, it just happens how the schedule turned this year, 9 are away from Memphis this year. So regardless if you're winning or getting a draw, 4 of your 6 have been on the road so far. That just helps build the RPI foundation. For
sure. You know, obviously, you'd love to have all home games, but at the same time, there's reasons for it. You know, we had a lot of returners. I figured my team could go on the road and get the results that we needed to get the RPI up and just grow as a team. You know, sometimes you want to go on the road just to get that chemistry going at the beginning of the year, just so when you go into conference, guys know each other. They don't just know them by on the field, but they know them in the locker room, they know them on the bus, they know them on the plane. So it's really worked out well. You know, not every year doesn't work this way, but having said that, it's a really mature group. It polices itself in the locker room, and the culture's great.
Let's go back to last Friday, a 2-1 win at home against Belmont. You stick JD in there on senior night, boy, he comes up huge.
We're blessed with keepers. I mean, you've got Colin,
yeah.
You got JD. I mean, we have a freshman in Justin that I think the world of too, and his time's coming in the future as well. And then obviously Max is our 4th, and he fits that role perfectly too. So just blessed to have keepers, because there's sometimes, even in this program, where we're just like, what are we going to do there? No, there's no questions. It's actually, decisions have to be made, because JD can play just as much as Colin. Colin's proven himself, and obviously I know Justin is a freshman. So long story short, very blessed in that area, and just know we're in good hands with no matter who's in the net.
You went back on the road Monday night. You get a 1-1 draw up at Lipscomb. We know really they were a top 15, top 10 caliber team last year. Still a very solid team, so that's a really nice result Monday night.
Tough place to play. You know, Charles does a great job with that team. They're an NCAA tournament team as well. And it's just a good game to lead into the conference, especially, you know, we don't set up the conference schedule, but it just happened to be that SMU was our next game, and then we had Lipscomb right before, and I think it's just a great lead way into it, just because tactically of how Lipscomb plays is very similar to SMU. Their wing play is excellent, and it's just a tough place to play. So to go in there and get a result in a hard place, I'm proud of the guys. Not loving that we go down 1-0, but in saying that, we've gone against some adversity this year and come back real quickly, and quite frankly created a lot of opportunities, but gave us some up. But at the end of the day, I think a fair result. Another PK saved by Colin, even though he didn't get it. A big presence in there. It's tough to get around him, but very happy with that result, and leading into SMU, I think it's prepared us for what's going to come on Friday.
Okay, American Conference play Friday. You start off with one of the big dogs in the league that's always in the hunt for the championship. You'll be down in Dallas against SMU. Yeah,
I mean, you got to play them at some point, obviously, yeah. And then you know, it just happens to be in Dallas. It's been a great game the last few years. Kevin does a great job with them. We've already seen the results this year and past years. It's one of those where, you know, when the schedule comes out, you see where you play them, what time of the year, so on and so forth. It happens to be the opening of the season for our conference schedule, and we're excited about it. It's a great opportunity. I know the guys are up for it, and you know, we're just going to roll the dice out and see how it turns out on Friday night.
After Friday, and we'll talk more about FIU next week, but you will not have a midweek match, a chance for the team maybe to kind of catch their breath a little bit next week.
Yeah, maybe not as many missed classes, maybe not as many bus rides or whatever, getting back at 2 a.m. like last night. But again, the guys handle it well. But yeah, now that conference started, I think we only have one non-conference game left later on a Wednesday. But now we get a full week just to rest up, but to continue to train and obviously prepare for that match versus FIU, which will be at home. But well-deserved break, but at this time of the year, I think the guys are gunning to go every day. The coaches are as well, but just to sit back and catch our breath will be nice next week.
All right, Coach, best of luck Friday. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you.
That is Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.